Good morning. Please remain standing. Thank you. Good morning. Please remain standing for the invocation to be led by the Student Government Association Vice President, Callie Lowry. Callie?
Good morning, everyone. Please bow your heads. Dear Father, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to gather here today. Thank you for all of the wonderful experiences, such as Founders Day, that Mercer students, faculty, staff, alumni, and our community are able to share. Throughout this event, may you guide our words with wisdom and allow us the ears to listen and the hearts to reflect. Let us connect with past generations of Mercerians by opening the day for inviting conversations and warm fellowship. May we all resonate with today's message and emulate the values of Mercer. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Callie. You may be seated. Well, good morning again. On behalf of the trustees, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends of Mercer University, it is my distinct privilege to welcome you to our annual Founders Day celebration. It is an honor to stand before you on this historic moment as Mercer's 19th president. This university has been shaped by generations of leaders and educators, students, and benefactors who have believed deeply in the power of education to serve both mind and purpose. Founders Day plays a very special place in the life of this institution. It is a day set aside to honor those who came before us, those who imagined a university where students would be challenged and inspired, and where talents could be cultivated in service to others. But Founders Day is not just about remembrance. It is a call forward. Today, we are reminded of how far Mercer has come, not just in simply scale or reputation, and indeed we have, but today it is a reminder about the impact of this institution. We endeavor to carry our mission forward with clarity, courage, and a shared commitment. As one of Mercer's founders and our namesake, Jesse Mercer, has said so eloquently, divided strength is really weakness, but united strength is powerful. That truth has endured across generations at Mercer, and it calls us forward today. It speaks to the kind of institution Mercer has always been, and the one that we will continue to be. One that calls us to lead with conviction, to serve with purpose, and to pursue our shared impact together. Speaking of impact, you've heard me say that word a lot in the last month. Mercer University is the most impactful private research university in the world. I say that with deep conviction, and on this Founders Day, as we are approaching our bicentennial in less than a decade, we pause to celebrate, yes, our contributions of our past, but let us dream of that future of academic and student impact that we have yet to imagine. Let me assure all of us that Mercer's best chapters are yet to be written, and I personally cannot wait to see all that lies ahead as we pick up our pens collectively to draft the next words in Mercer's remarkable story. At the heart of Mercer's story, past, present, and future, obviously are our students. And as such, I'm now pleased to introduce our Dean of Students and Vice President, Dr. Douglas Pearson, to give us greetings and the meaning of Founders Day. Dr. Pearson.
Good morning. It's with pleasure I get to address you once again as the Dean of Students about the meaning of Founders Day. This year marks the 21st time I've given these remarks, so I guess it's no surprise when the following happened. I'm actually surprised that it hadn't happened earlier. I had a dream about Founders Day. Now, a dream might be too nice of a word because a dream suggests something warm and fuzzy. This was anything but. It was strange and it was stressful. To begin with, when the event began, and students, this is why we practice the processional. In my dream, the students scattered like the wind. They went up to the balcony, they went out those exit doors back there, they sat down on the steps. They just went everywhere in my dream. And with apologies to President Elkins, for some reason, President Underwood was presiding in the dream. But wait, he was in the back of the line laughing, and that's how I knew it was a dream. And he kept yelling at me, just keep moving forward. And that's when the strange things began. My chair kept sliding to the middle of the stage, much to the amusement of you all. And when I opened my notes to make these remarks, there was nothing in it. When I woke up, two things were abundantly clear to me. One, I've got to stop eating dinner so close to bedtime. But of all the odd things in my dream, President Underwood shouting at me just to keep moving forward stood out the most. I want you to hold that thought while I catch everybody up on the history of this event. Founders Day has a long-standing tradition at Mercer University. It began in 1891 as a celebration of Jesse Mercer's birthday. The first event involved two speakers from the two literary societies, but over time, it took on many forms, including all-day speaker series, where they had governors, former presidents, and even faculty have all spoken at Founders Day. But the event faded away in the 1990s until SGA advocated for its return after the popularity of the book, Whisper of the River. SGA brought the event back in the 1990s as a way to hear from noted alumni about their experiences at Mercer. But Founders Day is not just about hearing from alumni about the past. It's about contemplating our collective future. It's about taking time to evaluate what role each of us has, from our new president down to everybody that's sitting in the room here today, in creating what is next for the university. It's about recognizing that no matter how chaotic or confusing our world around us may get, no matter how stressful or strange our lives may get, that we each have a role and a responsibility to keep moving forward. That message was not just in my dream, but in the dream of Jesse Mercer when he opened the doors of this institution in 1833 to 39 students. I want you to think about that. Just 39 students to where we are today, the most impactful private research university of our size in the world. And how did this happen? Because people at this university, including today's speaker, kept us moving forward. That is the meaning of Founders Day, and I want to thank the Student Government Association for sponsoring this great event. Thank you.
Can we give one more round of applause to Mercer seniors? I feel like I should say, and the Grammy goes too. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia Mitchell, and I'm the president of the Student Government Association, and I'm so glad that you have all joined us today. Now, an advocate for victims' rights, a proud double bear, and a woman who will go toe-to-toe with anyone over true justice, and one of television's most respected legal analysts. That is Nancy Grace. Today, we welcome back an alumna who does not waver, does not whisper, and does not back down. Nancy Grace is a former prosecutor and nationally recognized legal analyst known for her relentless pursuit of justice and her unapologetic advocacy for victims and survivors. And yes, her unmatched ability to clock information and the tea the moment it enters the room. Nancy Grace earned her bachelor's degree from Mercer University's College of Liberal Arts and Sciences in 1981, and her Juris Doctorate from Mercer University School of Law in 1984. From this campus, she went on to build a career defined by courage, conviction, and unwavering commitment to truth. Her work is marked by confronting uncomfortable realities and bringing urgency to every conversation she enters, whether in the courtroom, on television, or on the radio. Nancy Grace shows up with purpose, without fear, and with a whole lot of fierceness. She currently hosts the true crime podcast, Crime Stories with Nancy Grace, airing on Fox 1 and headlines the syndicated television series Bloodline Detectives as well. Nancy Grace is no stranger to Mercer. She currently serves on the University Board of Trustees, was a commencement speaker in 2008, and received the Distinguished Alumni Award in 2012. Girl boss, pretty much. Her legacy here and beyond speaks for herself. So today, we welcome back a trailblazer, a force, and by all accounts, a living legend. Please join me in welcoming home Nancy Grace.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. And am I the only one that wants to say encore? That was awesome. I mean, I think I was the only one that actually picked up my phone and videoed it. But I had to post it. It was amazing. And you made my husband cry. Okay, which he always does when he hears that hymn. First of all, who's a bear? Okay, wait, excuse me, what was that? Repeat. Who is a bear in the house? A bear! Oh, dear Lord in heaven. That was sad. I'm going to revisit. I'm going to give you a few moments to think about what you just did. Everywhere I look on Mercer campus, it says, be the bear. What is that? Be the bear. I thought about this. What is a bear? It's brave. It's fierce. It absolutely will bite you. But think about it. I've never heard of a bear to lie or to cheat or to steal. I've never heard about a bear gossiping about a friend or a coworker. I've certainly never booked a bear in for drugs or alcohol, or DUI or vehicular homicide. No, a bear lives in nature. It's brave, it's ferocious, and it endures. People often ask me, what's the secret? There is a secret. The secret is to persevere. To persevere. I want to thank you again for inviting me here. What an honor to be on the stage with the Queen. Now, she said, stop saying that. It's president, but I mean, let's get real just a moment. The first lady president of Mercer University. Wow. I remember when I mentioned to a guy I once dated, only because he was an Elvis impersonator, that I wanted to go to law school, and he went, don't you have to kind of be, that's not a joke, that's real. Carlton Kelly, was an Elvis impersonator. So there, he went, don't you have to kind of be smart to go to law school? I went, is he talking to me? Yeah. At that time, I actually didn't know what to say back. I went to law school finally, and there were hardly any girls there. I think they thought I was there to clean up the coffee cups that were sitting around, which I did, by the way. So anyway, and now look, do you see that? Ladies, we have no excuse anymore. We cannot blame the times, okay? Founders Day. David and I, my husband, also a bear, were saying, what exactly does that mean? What is Founders Day? It's where Mercer was founded. It's the origin story. That's the new vernacular for Founders Day, the origin story. And we know our origin story started with Jesse Mercer a long time ago, who had the backbone to try to do something nobody else was doing. What is your origin story? I have an origin story. I was born not far from here. I grew up on a red dirt road with a well in the backyard. My grandfather dug. He was a diviner. You hold the stick and it takes you to the water. He also drove a school bus and ice truck, but he dug that well. My father worked on the railroad, and my mother worked at a can company, and they stroked a check every semester. Stanbridge probably remembers it. For me to go to Mercer along with my brother and my sister, we were first generation college grads. Yeah. As you said there, think about your origin story. Where you came from and where you are right now. Just one moment. I grew up where they would send out the bookmobile for the needy children that didn't have access to books. I thought it was wonderful. Because guess what? Not only could I get books, but they had air conditioning in the bookmobile. And I was sitting there the whole time it was parked in front of our house where the needy children were, until the end of the day came, and they would say, okay, Nancy, you have to go now. And I go, okay. And I hated leaving that air conditioner. I didn't know anything like that. I left those hot and idyllic days where you could see nothing but soybean fields and pine trees as far as I could see. At the end of the day, the hymns in our little Methodist church steeple would play, God will take care of you, his eyes on the sparrow, rocket pages. And we knew it was time to get on our bicycles and ride back home for supper. I went on to school in Valdosta, fell in love, got engaged, and the world looked so bright and new and shiny. My fiance Keith had to transfer to UGA to finish his degree in geology. I transferred to Mercer. And shortly after that, Keith was murdered at work on a construction crew by a guy he didn't know. He was shot 5 times in the face, the head, and the back. His world ended and mine exploded. I felt like I stepped off the world and looked back and was shocked to see it was still turning. And I wanted to say, stop, don't you see this thing has happened? I remember going to the president's office, and I was supposed to explain why I had to drop out of school. And all I remember is crying. But guess what? Time passed. I couldn't eat. I couldn't think. I I couldn't hear music. My mother had to cut off the radio and the stereo and the TV. She even had to stop the clocks because I couldn't stand to hear the tick. I went back to that president's office and they let me come back. No questions asked. And I did go back and I went to law school. My dream of becoming a Shakespearean literature professor, of being a wife and a mother, was over. I applied to one law school, Mercer. I had one recommendation, my Sunday school teacher, and they let me in. And I still to this day praise the Lord for Mercer. They let me in. I recall leaving Mercer, graduating, and going on. All I wanted to do was prosecute violent crimes and help other crime victims. And I remember one night sitting in court, that's correct. It was about 9:30, and I was waiting on a dog, a drug dog, who had smelled through a fake wall and helped me bust a drug lord. Because I had to practice. Does nobody remember? If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Yeah. I think I could have made that glove fit. If I could have just gotten to Simpson, I could have got that glove on his hand. That said, never do a demonstration you have not practiced. So I was waiting on the dog. I laid out cocaine in the courtroom, and the dog was going to come find it, right? We were going to do the exact same thing the next day in front of the jury. I looked up at that clock, and I'm like, where is the dog, and why am I here? I should be married to Keith with 3 children, living in Colorado, reading a bedtime story. And I wanted to quit so badly. I didn't want to come back to the trial the next day. I wanted to get in my beat-up Toyota and drive away and never come back. But the Lord reached down to me that night. People always say, who's your hero? Who do you look up to? A lot of people say Abraham Lincoln or this or that. You know what I love so much about Christ? Yes, I love his miracles. Yes, I love everything he said. But Christ fell. He fell on his way to die. Do you remember the cross was so heavy? He fell. And I'm sure he just wanted to lay down right there. But he got up. He got up and went on to glory. Didn't he now? That night in that courtroom, I got up. The dog showed up. It was the best witness I've ever put on the stand. What is your origin story? Because I learned from Mercer University, you will fall, you will stumble, and you will fail. It doesn't matter. It matters if you get up. Think about Jesse Mercer, just for a moment. He seems like a distant figure in the distant past. He did something no one else was doing. He never knew the impact he would have, that we would be here today, how many lives he would touch. And if when you fall, you get up, you will never know the impact you will have. Just one person can make a difference. Your origin story, Mercer's origin story, they're all interconnected. Mercer has given me and you so opportunities. Sometimes at night, I'll wake up and I will be hearing Professor Kenneth Hammond, God rest his soul, because he would read Shakespeare, and I wanted to do that. And I've never forgotten it. Mercer is right here. So I'm going to ask you people one more time, and let me remind you, there will be no lunch until I hear what I want to hear. Who in this house is a bear? Now get out there, bears. And when you're tired and when you're weary, you get up and you take that first step, and I guarantee you it will be the first of many. Go Bears! Woo!
I will start off by saying thank you, Ms. Nancy Grace, for your wonderful, wonderful remarks. Now, hello everyone, I am Jocelyn Ramirez, and I have the pleasure of serving as this year's Heritage Life Committee Chair on the Student Government Association. Thank you again, Ms. Grace, for being with us today and sharing your story.
Excuse me.
I just looked out there and forgot to tell you, I'm not a double bear. I'm a triple bear. Please stand up. I actually married my husband, who is also a bear, so I got my MRS.
Thank you, Ms. Grace. Hearing how your time as a Mercer undergraduate shaped not only your career, but also your purpose resonates with us all. Your reflections are a powerful reminder that Mercer is more than a place we attend. It's a place that challenges us, supports us, and helps us see what is possible for our futures. The way you spoke about opportunities and values you carried forward shows just how lasting that influence can be. We're grateful that you returned to campus to celebrate Founders Day with us and invest back into the Mercer community. Your journey is inspiring, and it reinforces the pride we all share in being Mercer students. Thank you for reminding us of the impact this place can have and this responsibility we all carry to use it well. Please join me again in giving Miss Nancy Grace a huge round of applause. Now, as our program comes to a close, I want to thank you all in joining me today in celebrating this special tradition and Mercer's lasting impact on both students and alumni. I also want to remind all attendees that after the program ends, you will be directed by student government senators toward the free gift to commemorate this year's Founders Day, sponsored by the Heritage Life Committee. In order to receive this gift, be sure to hang on to your programs to give to an SGA member in exchange for your gift. Please reach out to any of these SGA members if you have any questions at all. And again, on behalf of the Student Government Association, I truly thank you all for attending this year's Founders Day program. I ask you all now to please rise for the alma mater, and please remain standing after the alma mater for the benediction and stay at your seat until the recessional is complete. Thank you.
All On this Founders Day, we give thanks for Mercer University, its history, its purpose, and its enduring commitment to learning and service. We are grateful for the students, faculty, and staff who bring this institution to life each day through their work, curiosity, and care for one another. At Mercer, we major in changing the world, and as Bears, we are called to lead with integrity, compassion, and responsibility. May we honor those who founded this university by carrying their vision forward in the way we learn, serve, and lead beyond this campus for years to come. And as always, go Bears.